What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some awesome topics to go over, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with not only a mission or a challenge, but also some numbers to already get this thing going. Yes, that is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. What is going on with this game when it comes to the sales prospect? Where is it going to end up? The future of Monolith Soft, what's going on here? I get this question all the time in terms of where people think Monolith Soft is going to sell with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now, what we do know about the previous games, so for example, like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that game has sold 1.7 million units as of like 2 years ago or something like that. Nintendo hasn't reported on the sales in a long time, so we can just probably guess, if you include Torn of the Golden Country, that game is over 2 million units. That is also the best-selling Xenoblade game that we know the sales of all time. So pretty good numbers there. But how is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition going to do? We were talking about this on my most recent sponsored stream that we have, the 5-hour Persona and Xenoblade stream, and somebody went as low as 600,000 units for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and I can clearly tell you guys right now that that is not going to happen. If you look at what happened with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that game launched on an install base of around 10 million or so, and that was when it launched, so back in December 2017, and of course it's gotten more sales as the install base has grown. But now Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is launching on an install base of 55 million, almost 56 million. So pretty much way better than what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had, and this game is going to review better than Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and people are quarantined and want long, huge RPGs to play. Now, to get into the news, to kind of see where I'm going with this, is that the Amazon bestsellers, this is something that isn't definitive when it comes down to sales, guys, but if your game is in the top sellers here, usually with Amazon, whether it's the digital codes or the physical, your game ends up doing pretty well. We've seen it with so many titles over the years with the Nintendo Switch, with Mario Kart, Animal Crossing. The reason why I knew that the digital sales were crazy for Animal Crossing, not only seeing the eShop, but also seeing it on Amazon, just it being pretty much the #1 full-priced game. And now at this point, we're looking at the Amazon sales charts, and of course Animal Crossing is still there in the #1 spot for games. But if you scroll just a bit, there's a bunch of like stupid like Battlefield games or whatever, like Titanfall, things like that, EA games that are like $3 a pop. So they're filling in the other spots because they're cheap. You have The Last of Us, so that's the next full price game, so technically #2 behind Animal Crossing. And then you have Final Fantasy VII Remake, which got physical editions again, so that's pretty good, back in stock for there. But then right after that is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch. So technically speaking, the 4th spot on there without the weird discounted games, and we're not counting like headsets and controllers because Amazon just counts all of the gaming products. So not bad at all for the 4th best game on there, and I can see that actually going up higher than that as we get closer and closer to launch, and as they get more of those special editions, or more like the Definitive Works edition for the West. So that's actually pretty cool. I like the fact that Xenoblade is already on there. People were asking me, where do you think this game is going to sell? And we have something special. So I mean, like, we have a special thing set up if this game does hit 3.5 million sales by the end of the year. We have some cool sponsor stuff that we're going to do. But for me personally, just giving my own expectation, I would probably say lifetime for Xenoblade Chronicles with the score that it's going to get. If it gets 90+ score, and of course with the install base, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot at having a 4 to 5 million lifetime unit sales, and maybe even within the first 3 months when we hear about it on Nintendo sales reports, or the one after that, because it's kind of coming out at a weird time when Nintendo's reporting. I think it can definitely pass up Xenoblade Chronicles 2 very quickly within the first month. So we can see 2 million plus sales in that first month. And why is this important? Well, because you want to see Monolith Soft do well. You want to see the Xenoblade franchise continue. You want to see Nintendo continue pushing it. That's the reason why we even got a Xenoblade Chronicles X and a Xenoblade Chronicles 2, is because the original Xenoblade Chronicles, when it launched, did a lot better than Nintendo even expected for it to do. So that's the reason why we continue to get more. So I'm hoping this one does really well. So I know this one's going to do really well, and we're going to see more Xenoblade in the future. So what are you guys' thoughts on these potential sales and what's going on with Amazon? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. We have an insane statistic when it comes to the Animal Crossing sales that Nintendo recently put out, and I'm not shocked. It's just interesting to talk about this. So the Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa has stated that Animal Crossing New Horizons has already surpassed their lifetime sales predictions, and there is a 50% digital attach ratio with this game. Just think about that for a second. 50% digital, so Nintendo is making the most possible amount that they can make per a copy sold. 50% of that, and remember guys, there was 13.46 million or 13.4 million sold in the first 6 weeks. And on top of that, they've already surpassed the lifetime sales predictions. That is just crazy. Nintendo underestimated their own game. So here are Furukawa's words exactly. Quote, "The initial sales of Animal Crossing New Horizons have greatly exceeded our expectations. We were targeting the current sales numbers for the game's lifetime, considering fans have been waiting such a long time for this game, but it all happened at a much faster rate than we anticipated." And he's just putting it very modestly and business-y right there. So really good to see that. And the digital sales for this type of game really high as well, the 50% like I talked about, and that makes sense from a couple different factors. Obviously quarantine, so people just can't go out to stores as much. There's been a lack of physical copies, shipping, problems like that, so that makes sense. But I think even without, let's just say there wasn't the quarantine and this didn't happen, I still think the digital sales would have been extremely good considering the type of game this is. This is a game that you kind of pick up and play every now and then, or maybe you play it a few odd minutes here. Some people play it like crazy. Maybe they stop playing for a while, then come back to it. It is one of those type of games. So digital is a good option for a lot of people when it comes to Animal Crossing New Horizons. So I'd expected the digital ratio to be high. Now, I didn't expect it to be 50%, even with what's going on, but it makes complete sense that it is that high. And Animal Crossing obviously is going to have a lot of fast-tracked updates and different things. And I'm hoping that this really kind of encourages them to say, okay, we've got 13 plus million going on 14 million. Let's get some of those updates in terms of quality of life updates out quicker, making sure that they can get other things and events to keep people stimulated with the game. So hopefully it really just kind of supercharges the support. From what I've seen with the game, they are updating it fairly quickly. There are the stay-at-home orders in terms of work, so I know that's probably hampering things just a bit, but it doesn't mean the Animal Crossing team is on top of it. But there's definitely a lot of updates that a lot of fans want to see with quality of life, so I'm hoping that they can get that taken care of this summer, spring and summer. So what are you guys' thoughts when it comes to Animal Crossing New Horizons selling so much? When it comes to the lifetime sales predictions, they already got it in the first 6 weeks. Let me hear what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the last topic here, guys. We're going to be talking about a delay of a game that I'm really looking forward to, and that is Ninjala. The game has been delayed from its late May to June. So let's go ahead and get into what Gung Ho had to say on the matter. So Gung Ho Online Entertainment has delayed the free-to-play Ninja Gun Battle game Ninjala from its previously planned May 27th release date to June 24th. Due to the ongoing pandemic, like I stated here. Here is the full announcement. We're announcing that the release date of the Battle Ninja Gum action game Ninjala for the Nintendo Switch will be postponed from May 28th, 2020 to June 25th, 2020 due to the influence of COVID-19. Ninjala is a Battle Ninja Gum action game where players can enjoy free roaming 3D action battles in stages that allow for movement in all directions, whether running along walls or fighting in mid-air. Using height differences to their advantage, players engage in fierce battles using various weapons and powerful ninjutsu techniques. We are sorry for warning everyone who look forward to releasing of this title. We continuously prevent the spread of COVID-19 and develop this game. A little bit of English problems there, but maybe it's just some typos or something like that, or the structure's a little bit off. But either way, yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense, right? I mean, we've seen this with Naughty Dog where they said that, yeah, we're delaying it because of that. Then that ended up turning out to be not true with The Last of Us Part 2. But I think that this one might be legit, right? This one might be legit. They're probably having some logistics issues with getting people to optimize the game and getting people to just make sure everything's running properly. That's probably what it is. If they were all together and they can brainstorm, get everything done, they can probably get it when it was supposed to launch, because this game has already been delayed a time or two. So the fact that they're delaying it again is probably because of what's going on. But I will say this, I think that it was a pretty good delay. And the reason why I say it's a good delay is because when it was supposed to come out May 27th, just like a couple days later, you have a slew of big, heavy-hitting games. Yes, they're remasters, re-releases, remakes, whatever the case is, but they're still big, heavy-hitting games that people are going to buy on Nintendo Switch with the Borderlands collection. You also have the BioShock collection, and you also have Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. All of those games are dropping on May 29th, so it makes complete sense, you know, to just move away from that area. Even though this is a free-to-play game, there's probably going to be the battle pass that they want people to buy and everything. So if you move it to June when there's less on the market, then it makes sense for this style of game, and people could be done playing whatever games they plan on picking up from the collections or even Xenoblade. So to me, it makes complete sense, and I think it's actually a good delay for this game and for them to work on it, because I think the game, especially with the online stuff, needs a little bit of extra fine-tuning. That beta didn't necessarily go smoothly, but it's a beta. It's not supposed to go 100% smoothly. There's the reason why it's a beta, so they can find the issues. So this gives them more time to kind of iron out everything that they need to iron out and fine-tune the game. So what are you guys' thoughts on all the different topics that we discuss here? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.